I was just recording this video, but I had a light bulb moment. And for some of y'all, this is going to sound really weird, but the more you watch my videos and go back and watch them, this might make complete sense. But I consider myself a light worker. I'm here to like usher in the new conscious wave of people. I'm here to say, of course, I'm learning as well. But while I'm learning, hey, yo, I know some stuff, so let me pass this on to you. But this just experience I had last night really tied in a lot of things of why I am the way I am. When I talk about this manifestation stuff, everything starts off in the universe as just your thoughts. They circle and circle and spin up, spin up, spin up, and slow down and crystallize until they come into your physical reality as something that you can see, hear, touch, smell, something that you can actually experience, right? That's how manifestation works. But that also works on your attitude, the way that you are. The way that you are at your higher self and the way that you are in your lower self both come together to be you. And that's why it's very important to find balance or to literally go deep into one side or the other. I'm not telling you which way to go. I just chose to go more of the higher self route. It is what it is. So everything that we do in this world, everything, no matter how smart you are, I don't care how many technological advances you made, I don't care how many inventions you made, I don't care how many like philosophical books you wrote, we are in kindergarten. While we are on earth, this is kindergarten. And this makes sense of why in my dreams I'm always in some type of school. But let me show y'all this experience I had. I was in a light worker classroom because of the things that I'm going to tell you about in a little bit. I was like, yo, who am I talking to? Like when I came back, I was like, yo, who am I talking to? But I was like, wait a minute. I was talking to other light workers. I was talking to other higher level beings that are here learning. So let me set this all up for you. It was like a mixture of my kindergarten and my 8th grade band classroom, because I remember my kindergarten was split into 2 rooms and there's like one of those divider walls, but then there was also like the colorful desks and the colorful chairs and all that type of stuff. But then like I remember seeing like the band office room over there and the practice rooms and all this type of stuff. So I was like, okay, this is how my brain works. So when I dropped down into the dream, the first thing I remember, the first thing I can recollect was like we were like in almost math class, right? Now, I said that I'm in kindergarten desk and stuff, right? If you had seen the math that was on this sheet, I mean, it was like, like if you've seen like 30-second notes in music, like just go look at that and like a whole bunch of like quartets and all this type of stuff. This was my math class. But the thing is, these numbers and these shapes were moving. But at the time, like at that higher level, I was sitting here like, oh, I know all this. And it was the same exact strategy I have for school now, where it's like, well, not now, but back when I was in school, it's like, okay, boom, like do it as fast as I can so I can sit back and chill. Answer all the questions, blah, 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 blah. We're probably gonna go over this anyway, blah, 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 blah. And so I can just sit, you all done? Yep. And I'm just sitting back. But as we were talking and I was like finishing up the last couple of questions, something bubbled up in me at that level like it does in me here. And like I was like, yo, why are we wasting our time with this at high level light worker school? I'm like, yo, what is this? And then like I thought this, but apparently I said it out loud in the dream, or my teacher heard me and heard my thoughts or whatever. He said, oh, is there a problem? And I was like, yeah, why are we wasting our time with this? We are all going to be doing good things in our own way. Why is it that we all have to sit here and learn this if we're never going to do this? And he's like, oh, it looks like somebody's going to challenge me. It's like, I've been waiting for this for a while. I've been waiting for one of y'all to step up. Well, come on, step up. And I was like, well, I don't mean any disrespect. You know what? Let's get it. I said, like, I got hype. Like, I mean, higher level hypeness. Like, if you can feel the buzz I have now, that's just a hangover from what happened up there. So, like, I stepped up. And this was the cool thing. As I stood up, I picked up my little kindergarten desk, and it turned into, like, one of the high school desks. Like the metal casing, whatever, but then, like, the top was, like, the wood that you can write on. Like, it turned into those. And I was like, yo, let's get it. Okay. So then, like, he was like, you have the floor. And I was like, well, sorry. I skipped ahead. I skipped ahead of something important. So, like, as I was, like, rising and the chair was changing into, like, a desk as if, like, showing that I was leveling up, everyone around me was cheering me on and clapping. Like, yeah. And I was like, oh, okay, this is about to get real. And, like, I felt all the energy that they were pouring into me, but I was, like, going through everything that I was about to say in my mind. And the craziest thing is, he was like, you have the floor. Go ahead and get started. And like the crazy thing is, I looked at my professor. The dude was like 8 feet tall. I was like, bet. So, and like I just started. And the stuff that I was spitting was like the stuff I put on my channel and my videos here. It was like that times 20. Like everything was coming out so fluently, so easily, so like full of passion. Well, I mean, I still like to be passionate, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like it was coming out at a whole nother level. And no stutters, no me thinking about my words. It was just coming out, boom, boom, boom. But there was a piece of me, of my existence, like me now, the one that you're watching. It was like in the back of my own head, like taking notes, like, yo, this dude's spitting. Holy. And I can't remember most of what I was saying, but it was more of that energy, it was more of that vibe. And like I was going around, I was like, yo, you are all going to do something great in this world that has nothing to do with this math. Why are we wasting our time with this when we can easily just, you know, we're all taught how to manifest. We know how to do this. So why don't we set our life path, and then everything we need is going to fill in the gaps naturally from the universe. And it was weird though, because like I felt like I was in light worker school, but even some people looked like they were waking up to some things. They were like, I see what he means, but what's he talking about? You know, when you are a public speaker, if you're a performer, you know, if you're a stand-up comedian or whatever, sure, you're giving your speech and doing all this type of stuff, but you're paying attention to the audience too. And you're trying to like read your faces to see if you're getting the image across, or the idea across, if you're sending the energy across, you know. And I was looking at people, I was like, okay, you guys are looking confused. I like confused. And I mean, I started walking around the entire classroom. I was just walking and spitting, boom, boom, boom. It's like, you're going to be a science guy. So why don't you just go learn science and just fill it in with the energy that you know? You're going to do your stuff through art. And the thing is, I was looking at everyone in my class. I knew every single one of them, but I had never met them in this world. I knew who every single one of them was. And I'm just like, yo, you're going to do this. You're going to do that. You're going to do this. So why is it that you, as someone that's going to sit here and paint or give people inspiration through your art, needs to learn this complicated math? Why are we wasting our time? And then like I was going on a roll. I was boom, 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 boom. And then like the professor said, okay, that's enough. I was like, what? You're just going to cut me off? I was like, oh, okay. And then like he said, well, that's round one. You know, I got to let you know, let me get my words in. So then it was crazy though. And I could tell that once again, when you're arguing with the professor, they're going to use some cheap tricks that they didn't show you, or some, you know, some master level stuff. He was like, he like started pointing on people in the class to say something and blah, blah, blah. And at first, like everyone was like a little confused. And then I woke up. I was like, God damn it. Like I woke up like, oh, come on. I wanted to see what was going to happen. But all that to say is everything that happens when it comes to this manifestation stuff happens from the universe and trickles down to you. But that also happens with your character, the things that you're interested in, the things that you want to fight for. They come from up there, or up there, in there, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But they come from higher levels, right? They come from higher levels and they trickle down into you. I'm an intellectual rebel. You know, you could try to enslave people. You could try to capture. You can't capture me. I'm going to die before I let you capture my physical body. You know, but when you start to like put the intellectual, like the intellect into a prison, that's where I step up. That's my fight right now. You know, and that's what my channel is, to get people, more and more people to think and wake up. You know, and when you start to wake up, hey, here's some other thoughts. You may agree or disagree, but here you go. This is everything I can think of, right? So this really made me think about how school is just one big trap. It's a trap. It's a waste of your time. Like I said in the one of my like the game of life, like how to beat the game of life, blah 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 blah. It's like school is here to waste a whole bunch of your time. We have 70 to 100 years to do what we are supposed to do here. We have 70 something to 100 plus years. Of course, that's just the average if we have a full lifespan, 70 to 100 years, right? So why is it that we are spending 20 of it in school? Especially if you start in pre-K. I went to pre-K, kindergarten, K through 12, college. I didn't learn to start living my own life until I'm 20 something years old. I've used a quarter of my life sitting in a classroom learning information that I'm never going to use. Even college, oh, you have to go to college to get a good job. Why did I have to go into debt to go watch excavators dig in dirt? Or to go put some dirt in a jar? Why did I need to go to college for that? It's a scam. It's a setup. Now, that's not to take away from teachers. No, because teachers are doing what they feel like they should be doing. But what you don't know about teachers, my mom was a teacher. I like to consider myself one day to be a teacher, where it's like in the school system, in the public school system at least, you are giving things that you can and can't talk about. You are given everything that you are supposed to teach. How you want to teach is up to you. You can use your style, but you have to teach it a certain type of way, because that is all controlled. Your education is controlled. You understand? That's why we grew up believing Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue, blah, 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 blah. Bullshit. Bullshit. School is a prison. If and this is why, like, it goes into me, like, me wanting to raise like free spirited kids, and it's like as I'm a young person, I still don't know yet. Like, it's like, do I even want my kids to go to school? I don't want my kids to be intellectual slaves like that, but maybe I can balance it out and blah 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 blah. But I might confuse them even more, But it's like, when you go to school, it's like, I get it. There's a social aspect, and you learn a whole bunch of things in a different way. But at the same time, what if my kid can just learn everything they need to learn? And at 6 years old, they're like, you know what, Dad? I want to be an artist. Okay, while you still want to be an artist, once again, there's room for growth as a child. It's like you want to be an artist. Okay, let's get you into that. What else do you want? What do you need to do better at your, I don't get how to make circles. Okay, a circle, so let's use a compass so we can make perfect shapes. Or we can use a Pringles can, blah, blah, blah. What do you need to know, son or daughter? What do you need to know? Well, how do I mix the colors better? Okay, now we're going to start to do this and blah, blah, blah. Or I'm going to get you a specific teacher for what you actually want to learn. A lot of kids, we look at the slackers in school like that either aren't challenged enough or this just isn't their thing. Just like how basketball, soccer, tennis isn't some people's thing, school, work isn't some people's thing. It's the same concept. It's like one section, one category that you can put yourself into. But we are forced to put ourselves into school and to work. When you're forced to do something, there's going to be some people that say, yo, at a soul level, I don't want to be here. I don't want to do it. This is useless. This has nothing to do with me. I'm not ready. I'm not open to learn this. For those of you that have been in relationships, how easy is it to argue with your significant other when they're tuned out and y'all just like in a yelling match, or someone's just like emotionally closed off? How easy is it to get through to somebody? You can't, because they're not open to hearing. They're not open to learning. So if you spend the first 20 something years of your life like this, you wasted 20 years of your life when you could have been out here figuring it out, whatever it is that you want to do. Then all that stuff would make sense. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you were into math, you weren't into math in school, you hated math, you screw math, blah, 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 blah. But then you realize when you start putting Legos together, you building Legos, you starting to build blocks out of Jenga blocks. You start to like be a mason, like, and by like masonry, like, like bricklayer and all this type of stuff. And you're like, wow, I want to make bigger buildings. I want to make scaffoldings. I want to make skyscrapers. Then everything you wanted to learn becomes important to you. It's like, okay, how do I do that? Let me go find the information I need to go make that. And then that's when the math becomes important. That's when structural resilience becomes important. Textile? Whatever. Strength of materials becomes important. But if you give that to me off the rip, I'm going to be like, yo, what do I need this for? Things aren't important to you until you want to learn them. That goes back to like an overall life principle. People will make time for the things that they want. So if you know by a young age of what you want to do, what you're interested in, that's what you're going to go learn how to do. So why is it that we're always, it's very important that you just spitball a whole bunch of things to them and burn their minds with a whole bunch of stuff they're never going to use? No. Yes, I do understand it's very important to be well-rounded. I get that, but that will come from life. And like, you won't be scared to say, I don't know how to do that. I never learned how to do that. You can show me. And then now you are teaching what you know to somebody else. It's so much more organic when people are starting from a place that they are interested in. A lot of people, they say, oh, like, I'm in my 30s and I still don't know what to do. Yeah, because you spent the first 20 doing stuff that you didn't want to. You didn't have time to go find yourself. So now that you're actually free to go explore now, it's like, oh, you're 30 years old and still don't know what you want to do. Sometimes it takes longer for people. But he'd be ahead of the game if he started when he was 10. You see what I'm saying? A lot of our society is a scam. A lot of our society is just a waste of time. And there's some tinfoil hat stuff that I do believe that's here to waste our time. It's an obstacle. That's why I'm very much considering if I'm even going to like put my child in school. We'll see. We'll see what happens when I'm an actual adult and I actually have kids and I have to make these decisions. But right now, this is something I think about, and I want y'all to think about this. Everything we are doing is at a higher level. Everything. There's some higher version of us. There's some lower version of us, all coexisting with us right now. Especially when we sleep. That's why we have these extraterrestrial dreams, and that's why we have some nightmares. I've been to the underworld. I've spoken with demons. I've seen demons that tried to trap me and they couldn't because I knew what I am. I know what I am. I'm a God. I'm a divine being. And I will never learn that in school. I could go to K through 12, college, master's, PhD, double PhD, and all these type of things, and I will never learn that. Why did I need to go to school to learn something that makes my life have purpose now? And I learned that outside of school. Why did I waste all that damn time? You see what I'm saying? Like, that's what you guys need to understand. Right now, you need to go find your thing. If you're stuck somewhere, I get you. I'm stuck in a current job, just over broke job. That's what the acronym means for me. So I'm working on ways to get up out of here. Slowly but surely, I see it happen. I've already seen the end. That's why I told y'all I'm chilling. I'm chilling. I know what's going to happen because all these things that are happening in my sleep keep happening. And that means I'm on to something. I'm here for bigger and better things. I now know my purpose, and my life is starting to revolve around my purpose. My purpose is not to wake up at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock and go do something for somebody else's dream. I can help anyone with their dream, but that's not my purpose. And that's not the way I want to live this experience. And my life is starting to shift around. I see everything happening. One day, this background is going to be different. It's going to be different. And you're like, he did it. I'm like, I did it, y'all. And let me show y'all how to do it. So that was my little buzz for today. And this morning, I will be making a lot more videos today because I got a lot of free time today. So, till the next one.